Hello and welcome. Tonight we're diving headfirst into the fascinating and slightly terrifying world of presidential security. Because let's be honest, being the leader of a country, it's not all parades and photo ops. It also involves a non-zero chance of assassination attempts. Something surprisingly common throughout history. And that, my friends, is where this list comes in. We're counting down the top 10 presidents with the absolute highest security in the world. From advanced technology that could make James Bond jealous to elite protection teams with more acronyms in their titles than vowels, these leaders are safeguarded like no other. So buckle up, because we're about to uncover the extraordinary measures taken to keep these world leaders safe from the, shall we say, occupational hazards of the job. Trust me, it's going to be a wild ride. Starting off strong at number 10, we have the President of Israel, a position that's no stranger to security threats, let's be honest. The President's protection falls under the watchful eye of the Shin Bet, Israel's internal security service. Now, the Shin Bet are not your average security guards. These guys and gals are practically psychic, known for their almost supernatural ability to sniff out threats before they even materialize. We're talking counter-terrorism experts, intelligence analysts who make Sherlock Holmes look like an amateur, and enough high-tech surveillance to make Orwell blush. They're basically playing four-dimensional chess while everyone else is struggling with checkers. And don't even get me started on the training. These agents go through rigorous physical and mental preparation that would make a Navy SEAL weep into their combat boots. We're talking years of hand-to-hand combat, weapons proficiency, and evasive driving techniques that would make a Fast and Furious movie look like a slow-motion car chase. The President of Israel's security detail, they're not messing around. Coming in at number 9, we have the President of Germany, protected by none other than the Federal Criminal Police Office, or as they like to call it in Germany, the Bundeskriminalamt. Catchy, right? Now don't let the name fool you. This isn't just some glorified police department. The BKA, as literally no one calls them, is a full-blown intelligence agency packed to the gills with some of the sharpest minds in the security game. We're talking about the kind of people who can spot a micro-expression of danger from 50 paces and predict a potential threat based on nothing but a hunch and a Google search history. They're basically the mentalist version of the CIA, but with better pastries. And the best part, they're discreet. You won't see these guys in all-black tactical gear, storming buildings and screaming into their headsets. They're more about quiet professionalism, blending into the background while staying one step ahead of any potential danger. Think of them as the ninjas of the security world, only instead of throwing stars, they use their brains and possibly some really advanced spy gadgets. Hold on to your hats, folks, because at number 8, we have the President of South Korea, guarded by the ever-so-efficient Presidential Security Service. And trust me, these guys take efficiency to a whole new level. We're talking about a security force so technologically advanced, they make Tony Stark's workshop look like a Radio Shack. Think facial recognition software that can identify a threat in a crowded stadium faster than you can say kimchi, and surveillance drones so small they could steal the seeds off your sesame bagel and you'd never even know it. But it's not all about the gadgets, folks. The Presidential Security Service also boasts some of the most highly trained personnel in the world. We're talking martial arts experts, weapons specialists, and tactical drivers who can parallel park a tank in rush hour traffic. They're like the Avengers of presidential protection, skilled, resourceful, and always prepared to face any threat. From rogue AI to, well, you know, the neighbors to the north. Chapter 4, number 7, the President of Turkey. Coming in hot at number 7, we have the President of Turkey, protected by the intimidatingly named Presidential Guard Regiment. And trust me, this is one regiment you don't want to mess with. We're talking about a level of security so tight you could bounce a nickel off of it. These guys are the epitome of discipline and precision, with security protocols so strict they make a military parade look like a free-for-all. And don't even get me started on the training. We're talking about hand-to-hand combat skills that would make Bruce Lee jealous. Weapons proficiency that would put John Wick to shame, and enough endurance to run a marathon while carrying the president on their back. Okay, maybe not that last one, but you get the idea. The Presidential Guard Regiment is the embodiment of Turkish military tradition with a history as rich and complex as a cup of Turkish coffee. They're a symbol of strength, loyalty, and an unwavering dedication to protecting their leader, no matter the cost. Chapter 5, Number 6, the President of Brazil. Buckle up, folks, because at number 6 we have the President of Brazil, guarded by the no-nonsense Institutional Security Cabinet. And trust me, this cabinet is anything but boring. We're talking about a group of individuals so dedicated to the president's safety, they probably sleep with one eye open and a tranquilizer gun under their pillow. They oversee every aspect of the president's security, from intelligence gathering to risk assessment to crisis management. Think of them as the ultimate preppers, always anticipating the worst-case scenario and having a contingency plan for when it inevitably happens. They're like the love child of Jack Bauer and a paranoid squirrel, constantly on edge and ready to spring into action at a moment's notice. And the best part, they're not afraid to get their hands dirty. Whether it's foiling a coup attempt or chasing down a rogue drone, the Institutional Security Cabinet is always on the front lines, defending their president with the ferocity of a jaguar protecting its cubs. Chapter 6, Number 5, the President of India. Coming in at the halfway point at number 5, we have the President of India, protected by a group so prestigious they make the Queen's Guard look like a bunch of mall cops. I'm talking, of course, about the President's Bodyguard, the oldest surviving mounted unit and the senior-most regiment of the Indian Army. Now, these guys and gals don't just ride around on fancy horses looking majestic. Okay, they do that too, and it's pretty damn impressive, not gonna lie. But they're also highly trained soldiers, handpicked for their unwavering loyalty, courage and ability to take down a threat with their bare hands while riding a horse. We're talking centuries of tradition, folks. These are the descendants of warriors, the inheritors of a legacy that stretches back to the Mughal Empire. They are the embodiment of India's rich military history, and they don't take their responsibilities lightly. From ceremonial duties to actual combat situations, the President's Bodyguard is always ready to defend their leader with their lives if necessary. They're a symbol of India's strength and resilience, and a reminder that you don't mess with tradition. Chapter 7, on number 4, the President of France. Bonjour and welcome to number 4, where we find the President of France, safeguarded by a group so suave, so sophisticated, they make James Bond look like a clumsy tourist. I'm talking, bien sûr, about the Groupe de Sécurité de la Présidence de la République, or GSPR for those of us who don't speak fluent French. Now, this isn't just some ordinary security detail, folks. The GSPR is a specialized unit of the National Gendarmerie, France's elite military police force. We're talking about highly trained operatives who can dismantle a bomb while simultaneously writing a haiku and pairing the perfect wine with their cheese course. And don't even get me started on their fashion sense. These men and women are the epitome of Parisian chic. Rocking tailored suits, sunglasses that probably cost more than your car, and an air of effortless cool that can only come from knowing you're part of one of the most elite security forces in the world, the GSPR. They're not just protecting the president, they're doing it with style. Hold on to your dumplings, folks, because at number 3 we have the President of China, protected by a force so shrouded in secrecy they make the Illuminati look like an open book club. I'm talking, of course, about the Central Security Bureau. Now, the CSB doesn't like to brag, mostly because they're too busy, being incredibly good at their jobs. But let's just say that their security measures are legendary, even amongst the world's most elite protection agencies. We're talking about an organization so vast and so well connected, they make the internet look like a small-town gossip chain. They have eyes and ears everywhere, and their intelligence network is so extensive they probably know what you're having for breakfast tomorrow. Don't worry, I'm sure it's lovely. The CSB is the silent guardian, the watchful protector, the invisible hand that ensures the safety of the Chinese president. They are the embodiment of discretion, efficiency, and an unwavering commitment to their duty. Privet, and welcome to number 2, where we find the President of Russia guarded by a force so formidable they make the Siberian winter look like a day at the beach. I'm talking, of course, about the Federal Protective Service, or FSO for short. Now, the FSO is not messing around, folks. We're talking about an organization so dedicated to the president's safety they probably have a team of highly trained squirrels on standby to sniff out potential threats. Okay, maybe not squirrels, but you get the point. From highly trained bodyguards who look like they could bench press a tank to advanced surveillance technology that could make even the most paranoid conspiracy theorists jealous, the FSO pulls out all the stops when it comes to protecting their leader. We're talking about a multi-layered security apparatus that includes everything from armored limousines that would make a Hummer blush to a fleet of helicopters that are basically flying fortresses. And that's just what we know about the FSO. They're not just protecting a president, they're sending a message. Don't even think about it. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. At number one, the reigning champion of presidential security, the big cheese, the top dog. It's the President of the United States, protected by the one and only, the legendary, the almost mythical Secret Service. Now, the Secret Service, they're not just a bunch of guys in sunglasses talking into their sleeves. Okay, they do that too, but it's way more intense than it looks in the movies. We're talking about an agency so steeped in history, they make the Constitution look like a recent blog post. From foiling assassination attempts, and there have been a lot, let's be honest, to protecting visiting dignitaries, to, yes, even safeguarding the nation's currency, the Secret Service does it all. They're the Swiss Army knife of federal law enforcement, and they're very, very good at what they do. We're talking about a multi-billion-dollar budget, cutting-edge technology that would make Q from James Bond drool, and a selection process so rigorous it makes getting into Harvard look like a walk in the park. The Secret Service, they're not just protecting a president, they're protecting an idea. The idea of America itself. Well, there you have it, folks, our whirlwind tour of the world's most secure presidents. From the high-tech gadgetry of South Korea to the centuries-old traditions of India, we've seen it all. And let's be honest, it's both impressive and a little bit terrifying, isn't it? The lengths these countries go to protect their leaders is a testament to the very real dangers faced by those in positions of power. It's a sobering reminder that freedom, democracy, all that good stuff, it doesn't come cheap. It takes constant vigilance, unwavering dedication, and a whole lot of really, really good security. So the next time you see a president on TV waving to the crowd, just remember that behind that smile, behind those perfectly placed flags, there's an army of highly trained professionals working tirelessly to keep them safe. And honestly, good for them. They deserve a long, peaceful, hopefully assassination-free term in office. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more informative content.